Hey everybody, Doug Rucker here with PressureCleaningschool.com, and gonna talk to you today about driveway cleaning. Gonna show you the steps we use. This is a 5-tip Wednesday, so I'll break this down in certain segments and tips. So let's get ready for the first tip. Okay everybody, the first step for a driveway cleaning is number one, know what your concrete is. Here we've got two different types of concrete. Here we've got some what I call exposed aggregate where your rock is actually showing. Then you've got another pour here when this section up here, that little garage was added. And then you've got another pour here that was done recently and it's nice and white. So we're actually going to test that in a minute and I'll show you how. But the first step that you do in a driveway cleaning is your pre-treat. Sometimes you're going to pre-treat with bleach. 99% of the time we don't have to pre-treat with bleach because we're using a 9-gallon per minute machine coupled with a 24-inch surface cleaner and the right nozzles. 250-425, I think. We're using 2 of them or something like that. I can't remember offhand. But anyway, so we don't necessarily need to pre-treat with a strong bleach mix. So we're not risking any type of grass burn or anything like that. If you've got a 4-gallon per minute machine and a little 19-inch surface cleaner or 5-gallon per minute machine, those types of machines, sometimes you may want to pre-treat if it's really dirty. But a lot of times you can get away with just pre-treating with water, so you might try that. So we're going to talk a little bit more in the next video, but the first step is blow everything off, get all the rocks, get all the debris off. That's what Chase has been doing, getting all the debris off, and at the same time he's pre-wetting all of the concrete. Just makes it a little bit easier to clean concrete when it's wet. So we always pre-wet our concrete, blow off your debris. So that's your first step in cleaning a driveway. Get rid of all the debris and pre-wet it at the same time. And if you have to pre-treat it, then you do that at this step too. Tip number 2 coming up next. Okay guys, real quick, tip number 2, if you do have to pre-treat, always stand in the grass like this and spray back in. Don't stand in the middle of the driveway, especially if you're using a dedicated pump with a strong mix, and let that bleach mix bounce off onto the driveway. Okay, stand in the grass, spray in. And then the other thing to be careful about is not to walk on that and then walk into the grass, because if it's too strong a mix, you can actually leave footprints in the grass. So pre-treat from the edge if you have to, and then don't walk in the grass. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is next. Okay guys, so once you've pre-treated your concrete or you've wet your concrete, now you're ready to start surface cleaning. So you want to surface clean in a manner where that hose is over to your right, or if you were starting on this side, you would want it over to your left. You want that hose as you're cleaning, because he's going to go straight up and straight back. So you want that hose to follow you through the areas that you've already cleaned. That will make for the easiest of hose management. The other thing that you want to do is you want to pick your longest point, go back and forth. Okay, so you're going to clean concrete faster the less stops you make. So you start here, you go all the way up, you turn around, and you come back, and you just keep doing that. If you were to take this driveway and do it this way, it's going to take you a lot longer to do because you have more stops that you have to do, okay? Just like cutting grass. You can see over here on this grass, the line, I don't know if you can tell or not, but the lines go like this because that's the longest point. That's the easiest way to cut the grass. Boom, 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 back and forth. It's not going like that because there's too many turns, okay? So that's your two things in this tip is get your hose so that it's going to follow you through the areas that you're cleaning. So he's cleaned here, so now all he has to do, you can see the hose is following, he comes down and all he has to do is turn around, go back up, and he'll just keep doing that. Same thing. That hose follows him through the area that he's cleaned. He never has to stop and jerk his hose or move it, that type of thing. Okay? All right, guys, in this area where we have this new concrete, I told you I wanted to test it to make sure we're not going to tear the cream off. The cream is that kind of final layer on top of the concrete, and sometimes if you put too much pressure and it's too new, you can etch it and put lines in it. So Ty is going to take right over here, and he's using an adjustable gun where he can adjust the pressure, and then he'll get kind of right down on it, and we just do a little section to make sure that we're not exposing the aggregate. So get down a little bit closer, Ty. There you go. And see, we can also do a little more pressure. See, so this is working out good. So I don't feel like we're going to etch the concrete on this. But what we're looking for is to make sure we're not going to expose the rock like this that's in the concrete. So that's how we test it. Normally we're going to do it in a little spot down here. You can see we've already done one test there. Sometimes this little border here is a good place to check. That's good. You can go. Thanks, Ty. But anytime you see really white concrete like that, you see where he's fixing to walk across, that real white concrete when it's dry like that, that's the concrete. That can be an indication that the cream is fairly new, and so you want to make sure that you test it. I'll try to find some pics and throw in this video and show you what that looks like. Sometimes it looks like crop circles, sometimes it's just two stripes going up and down, you know, from the surface cleaner. But always test that concrete to make sure you're not going to tear the cream. Alright guys, the next thing you want to do after you've totally cleaned the driveway and before you rinse, you want to trim the driveway out. Chase is trimming it out, and when you can, you want to always stay in the grass and trim back towards the driveway. That way it'll keep all of that mud and stuff off of your feet and legs. What happens is if you do it in the driveway and you try to trim out, see that pressure hits the edging and that causes all the mud and the dirt to fly back up on you. So whenever you're trimming out, always trim from the grass area in, and that'll just save you a lot of time and effort. Sometimes in areas where you got rock beds and mulch and stuff like that, you can't necessarily do that. And so what we'll use is an adjustable wand, crank our pressure down, or like we have over here, we've got a ball valve. You can see it's choked down just a little bit to reduce some of that pressure. So the lower the pressure, the closer you get to concrete, the less mess you're going to make. Okay? So once you've done all your trimming out, next thing you want to do is rinse. You just rinse the whole driveway down. I'll have some more tips here in just a minute. Hey guys, okay, you can see right here on the sidewalk where this slopes down this way, and so the water kind of set there in a puddle. And so what I normally do is just kind of wait for the water to recede down into that grass, and then I'll take my ball valve and I'm just gonna really quickly just kind of push that dirt, but it's gonna go real fast. I'm gonna go up past where the dirt starts, and I'm just gonna come like this, boom, push it all right into that edging, and then it's all gone. Same thing, come this way, Chase, right here. There's a little bit right there. So the key is just kind of waiting and let it recede, and just kind of push it real quick, and it'll be nice and clean. Push it back, push it back. So that's it. It's pretty much, the driveway is cleaned. We're just doing a little tightening up here. Let me get the camera from Chase and I'll kind of show you a little bit what it looks like. We still got one of the things we're going to do, secret tip here, we always clean the caulking around the doors. I think I've talked about that before. That's what we've got to do left on this house. I say we always, there's certain customers we do, the higher end customers. But so yeah, driveway's done, it's complete. And you know, one of the things I meant to tell you about pre-treating, if you're going to pre-treat using your dedicated pump, always start down at the bottom and work your way up. That way you're not creating a flood of mix running down the driveway. Go up so it sits and you're not causing the mix to run down on top of mix because if you start up here and you start applying and you start walking down, then everything that you're applying, it's going to start running on top of what you're already spraying. So when you pre-treat and you've got a sloped driveway, always start at the bottom, work yourself up, and remember, try not to walk on the grass. After you've walked on bleach. So hope that helps you guys. It's a 4-step process, okay? Rinse the driveway off, blow off all the debris, wet the concrete. You're doing all of that at one time. The next thing is you would pre-treat if you needed to, but after that you're going to surface clean. After that you're going to trim out, and then you're going to rinse. And so it's a 4-step process. Wet the concrete, pre-treat, surface clean, trim out, and then rinse. And you do it in those steps, and remember to let the hose follow you through the areas that you've cleaned. You'll clean much faster. Pick your longest point, go back and forth. Okay, that's kind of a summary for you. So that's it, basically how to clean a driveway. Hope that helps you guys. Hey, leave me some comments, questions down below. Would love to hear from you. Let me know if this helped you or not, or if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And hope you guys have an awesome time, and hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. Thanks, guys.